Hi guys, this is Prowie here. Today I decided to play the maps that have been released for April Fool's Day. At least the Deathrun maps and the ones that are on gamebanana. You know, there could be like some other maps that are somewhere else available, but just decided to go with the one on gamebanana. And so I'm just gonna start off with Neorun because that's like the one that has been updated recently compared to the others. And so, while playing through Neorun, my personal experience, it's just supposed to be Baron, you know? Just some small quote-unquote improvements, or like more difficulty and more platforming hazards and elements. The description on the gamebanana page did say it's supposed to be a joke, or it's partially supposed to be a joke because it's mocking that whole synthwave theme style that every hard platforming map goes with. And I do agree that the synthwave theme is being used really often for maps that go like this really hard platforming approach. But at the same time, I feel like Neorun itself is not really mocking it, but rather actually embracing it. So it feels like it's rather a contradiction than anything. But you know, I didn't really talk to the creator, and me saying that synthwave is a bad theme or bad aesthetics might get me called a hypocrite because I'm the one who made Simulacrum. Haha, funny. Even though I myself am actually planning on completely redecorating Simulacrum and not going with the same theme anymore because I really hate the look of the map. Anyways, I'm getting off the track. Neorun. The map is literally just Barrun, just harder, and that's pretty much it. I tried some of the minigames out. I tried Nebula Run. Wasn't really fun whatsoever. The jumping and the platforming, the gameplay just feels really awkward. And the spinner minigame is questionable at best because while it has some interesting elements, some of the indications are just not the best. They just don't help. And that weird thing that spawns around the spinner platform that keeps shooting projectiles, that one is just really off-putting. So overall, I don't really get the joke either. There's really nothing funny about the map. It's just a reskin of an already existing map. And I feel like that whole April Fool's Day thing has probably been used as an excuse of the creator in order to upload their map on gamebanana and then grab back to the excuse of like, yeah, you see, it's probably asked for you, but keep in mind it's supposed to be a April Fool's map. I don't know, maybe I'm completely wrong, but that's just like my perspective or like the vibe that I'm getting. Overall, I rate the map a D tier. I don't really like it. I never was the fan of Baron either. And so it was just another version of Baron. Because we already have Baron and MLG Baron and then some other versions as well. Why ever that is. But I guess certain people are just so bound to it, I guess. They're just a bit too obsessed with Baron for some god unknown reason. But, you know, it's up for everyone themselves, I guess. I don't know. Moving on with the next map. So the next map on the list is DR Hawk Tuah. I played the map. I didn't really like the joke. I never liked the joke to begin with. But I feel like that's like the point of the map too. To pretty much be like, ha ha ha, this joke is so quote unquote funny. Ha ha. Pretty much like mocking it. From what I've heard, people really don't like the map, especially because map or like servers like Skyle really like picking that map all the time. And you know what? I am not really surprised either. My experience with Skyle, I only played there twice, and that already says a lot because I do play Deathrun quite often. I have my reasons why I don't play Skyle. But I feel like if I do share my reasons here in the video or with everyone else, I will most likely get flamed for it. But then again, I don't really care because an opinion is an opinion. Anyways, DR Tuah. I played through the map. It literally just looks like DR Run. You know? And it actually gives like the vibe of being made by the same person. I haven't really checked much on the gamebanana page. I just immediately downloaded the map and was like, alright, let's just play it and then be done with it. The map is really trap focused. And it's just a weird combination of things. Whilst the first half, or like the first few areas, are actually like focused with the Tuah meme, it actually just feels like a normal meme map. Well, quote unquote normal meme map. The minigames are also like weird. You have the run minigame. I mean, they're not weird, but you have the normal platforming minigame. You have your standard color minigame. You have your spinner and the other shit. I haven't checked. I don't know. Then I didn't really stick around there too long. Overall, I do have to say, compared to like April Fools and shit like that, it's a beat. It's a low B, high C tier. Because it does follow a joke and it tries to be funny, I guess. I don't really see anything that is like humorous about it or anything. It just grabs to like those trendy nowadays memes that you see everywhere. Like Jackie says, Tuah, knee surgery, shit like that. I don't like the memes, but the map did what it probably is supposed to do, which is make fun of nowadays memes. And for that, I'll give it a C tier or a B tier, one of those two. Low B, high C. Yeah. There's not much to say. I personally wouldn't play that map in my free time whatsoever. And I really hope that everyone can agree on that too. But something's telling me that that's not going to be the case. Anyways, moving on to the next map. So the next map on the list is DR Rock, which is supposed to be a tribute to the already existing map DR Block. Probably a joke to the rock trap on DR Block, which is pretty cool. So while I was playing through the map does resemble DR Block, but in a different way. It's not only just a reskin, but like it has different decoration styles here and there as well, which make it look a bit more unique and still like remaining and keeping that original vibe, which is pretty cool. I like that. The traps, since the map is really like heavily trap focused, the traps are actually pretty cool. They're not just like your generic copy paste, but they go with their own humor. So since times have changed between like DR Rock and DR Block, DR Rock has complete different memes and jokes that it goes with for the traps. And I actually do like that. Because it's not like just your like copy paste shit and then call it a day. It's actually going with its own little original ideas, and I like that. The map also feels somewhat longer, but I still have to compare that. I'm not really sure. There are no minigames, but I mean, hey. I don't really care. And I do have to say that if there were minigames, I'd actually play that map on my free time. Or like whenever a server decides to go with that map. I wouldn't be like, oh no, I don't like this map, I'm leaving, bye bye. Like I'd actually play the map. It's fun. Because having some variety is always good. But I guess some people actually don't know what the word variety means, I guess. Overall, I personally would give DR Rock, I was about to say DR Block. I would give DR Rock an A tier. I like the map. It has some humor here and there. And it isn't just a reskin and some copy paste. It actually goes with like its own little jokes. And the traps are actually pretty good too. The traps are pretty high quality, I'd say. So yeah, I give it an A tier. there's not much to say. I'd actually play the map if it got nominated or voted on the server. I wouldn't complain. Yeah. There's not much to say. Anyways, moving on to the next map. Alright, the next map on the list is not going to be anything long or special or anything. It's not even considered a map. DR Skibidi. F tier joke. It's not even funny or anything. Because the joke immediately gets ruined if you check the file size of the BSP. And it only says 4 kilobytes. Because if you know basic hammering and shit like that, 4 kilobytes is nothing. And pretty much means either the person quite literally forgot to pack anything onto the map, or it's literally just one platform or like one texture and then that's it. So didn't really fool me at least, and the joke is not really funny or anything. There's like literally nothing. It's just one platform. There's like a missing texture, and then there's a small little sign that says April Fools or like get fooled or some shit. F tier map. But anyways, moving on. Alright, moving on with the next map on the list. It's Jay's Arcade 2. Or at least it's supposed to be Jay's Arcade 2. I don't know. The map file is called Stay Winning, so yeah. The map feels unfinished. That's all I'm gonna say. Or, well, not all I'm gonna say, but like, that's like the main point. It feels unfinished. I mean, sure, it's April Fool's Day, and I personally believe that an April Fool's map shouldn't really have a lot of effort put into, because it probably is just a waste of time. But the map feels unfinished, or at least it feels like it's like a mix of everything that is like unused content that was supposed to be used for Jay's Arcade. Because it has a completely different layout. It has completely different platforming elements. And it's not just a reskin. So therefore I'd say that the map is it's a C tier. I do like it that the title on gamebanana is Jay's Arcade 2, while the file size, the file name is Stay Winning. That's pretty cool, I guess. And I wouldn't really consider it or compare it to Neorun, because Neorun is like quite literally just a reskin, and Jay's Arcade 2 just feels like an unfinished version, sure, but it's not just a copy paste, you know. So I'll just give it a low C tier, because it doesn't really have anything funny or anything appropriate for April Fool's Day. But yeah, that's all to it. Anyways, moving on to the next map. So the next map on the list is DR Volcano. I already played DR Volcano before going on this whole spree with all of the April Fool's maps. The map actually got me at first, but then I later realized or like noticed that something was a bit off. But I'll get to that soon. So what the map is trying to do, or at least what the creator was trying to do, is that they were advertising something completely different on the gamebanana page. Like something completely different. And telling from the screenshots, yes, there's a huge difference in what actually is the result, or like the product that you download. So how did I get fooled? I thought that the screenshots or like the advertisements, the whole feature thing in the description was real. Because I personally have never seen the map that was used for the screenshots. I actually assumed that the creator of the April Fool's map actually made that map that was in the screenshots. But it then later on turned out to be nothing more but an already existing map with a complete different game mode. So it actually did fool me. And before I started playing the map, downloading the file made me realize, oh wait a second, or at least it made me notice like, oh wait a second, the map is just 18 megabytes. That doesn't fit with whatever it's advertising. And then I checked out the map and it was like, oh okay, that makes sense. So what does the map even have? It's quite literally just like DR Block, where it goes with the same track, where you have to go up and up and up while it's going in a circle. But the only twist is like, you are inside of a bumper cart. and you pretty much have to follow the track with your bumper card and get to the top, and then it's just an insta win. Whilst there are some random ass Turkish blocks on the track for some reason, probably trying to mock a certain someone. I personally would rank the map a B tier. It actually fooled me, and I didn't really expect that. But yeah, that's DR Volcano, a B tier. Moving on to the next map. So the next map on the list is a map that was sort of interesting. It's DR Gakko. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Please don't flame me for it. The map is interesting, but I'll get to the thing that is conflicting. But yeah, first I'll talk about the map. The map itself it's pretty interesting. I like the theme, the vibe, especially the second part where you look through the fucking skybox, the 3D skybox. I just like it whenever 3D skyboxes make it look like you're in the big emptiness, but there's still this feeling that maybe in that whole emptiness there might actually be something. It just stretches out to the far end. I just like that. There's something about it. The first half is also pretty cool. Not really something I look at all the time, but it's interesting. It's unique compared to other themes or aesthetics that we have seen. And I'll just get to what a bit conflicts. The traps are cool and all, and the map itself is giving me the vibe of just not being funny. It's not, I wouldn't consider this an April Fool's map. And so the rating would be completely different for it as well. While you play through the map, yeah, it's heavily trap focused. At the end, there's no minigame, but there's a secret. But I won't say anything about that. But yeah. So overall, I'd say that the map, as an April Fool's map, is it's a low C, high D tier. I wouldn't really consider this an April Fool's map. It's again just a map that happened to get uploaded on April Fool's Day. I wouldn't really consider this an April Fool's Day. Now here's the other thing though. As a normal map, I'd actually consider this map an A tier. Because I would actually play the map if it got voted on, on a server. But I wouldn't personally consider this a April Fool's map because there's really nothing that I would consider appropriate for the April Fool's Day. But as a map itself, and not going with the April Fool's standards and the April Fool's approach, I'd consider this an A tier. But yeah, there is not much to say about it. I really hope that the map gets not really changed, but doesn't get considered an April Fool's map. Because, my god, that's another thing. That's why I said, just don't put a lot of high effort into your April Fool's map. Because in the end of the day, your April Fool's map, or quote-unquote April Fool's map that has a lot of high effort, will get compared to those that are really low effort. They will be seen as equal. Because in the end of the day, there are both April Fool's map. And that might be a bit annoying. Well, not annoying, but just a bit frustrating, I guess, to see or to hear when people call your high effort map nothing more but just slop because they feel like it's gonna be the same as the other April Fool's map that have been released. So yeah, like I said, A tier is a normal map, high D tier is a April Fool's map. So the next two maps were made by me, and since I can't really talk about them because I'm the creator, because it would be arrogant, I let a certain someone just play them for me and just rank them for me. So yeah.
Oh my god, it's Soladachi. What am I looking at?
Point enabled. Get going.
What? Okay, so this is DR Simulator Reload. Oh my god, Persona Reload? No way. There's a lot of Adachi. Is this foreshadowing Persona 4 Reload? No way. Crazy. That's it? Surely there's something else. Why does it look like this? Oh. Oh. Okay, well, die, I guess.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
Fight to the death.
Let me guess, insta kills everyone? I can't.
Whoa, Baba Booey. Nice.
It's plus use only. Let's go. Let's go. What? What?
Begin.
Okay, Proe, I just want to know that this is all your fault.
Whoa, Baba Booey. Nice call.
It doesn't even go all the way. I think I'll just rate it an A for Adachi because it's you know, there's a lot of Adachi. I hate this map. Well, that was a whole lot of baloney. Hopefully this next map is better. There's Adachi again. There's a bunch of images that make me feel gay. There's a heavy.
5,
Is it full bright?
3, 2, 1.
It is.
Fight to the death.
Let's see. Map made by Prowie. Or Prowie, however you pronounce his name. Hopefully you don't enjoy the map because it sucks. Okay. Okay. So this is DR Luck Base Remaster. First of all, there's a lot of stuff going on. We got Kiryu smiling, he never does that. We got a black baby, excuse me. We got a baby. Should probably cut that out. We got a monkey, an ape, spook on display, and
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
that's hilarious. I'm laughing so hard. So this is just. So I have to memorize the floor that breaks. Oh lord. Okay, come on! Just stop. Ooh. But did he though? Did he though? I cannot. I want to strafe. Damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5. Luck has 4, therefore 4. For Persona 3 Reload? Who cares about 2 and 1? Oh well. Okay. I should have expected that. Yes, hi Kronk. Is it 2 again? Look at that! Pretty good. Oh! Look at that. Humiliation. Is that it?
Get behind me, Doctor!
Jawohl!
Charge me!
Ja! I am the Übermensch!
Yes! Jawohl! Oh, 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 oh! I'm coming! I'm coming! Oh, oh, oh! Medic! Yeah! I love this doctor!
Not sure how I should feel about the fact that the bot was actually a medic.
3,
Shuffle the safe door. Wait, really? What? Three. That's evil. Okay, so break of. What exactly is this? It's gone. Hmm? Ah!
So with those two maps done, pretty much all of the maps that have been uploaded on April Fool's Day on gamebanana this year have been marked from the list. And with that, I pretty much rated the maps that have been released this year. Or, well, the April Fool's maps that have been released this year. Some interesting ones, some rather uninteresting ones. Yeah, there's not much to say about it. I'd like to yap a bit, but I'll just give a little warning, or like at least like a little heads up. If you don't want to listen to me, just turn off the video, I guess, because at this point I'm not gonna rate anything anymore. I'm just gonna yap. So yeah. What I wanted to say first is like, it's April Fool's Day, or at least it was April Fool's Day. So my definition of April Fool's maps is going to be completely different, obviously, because I consider an April Fool's map completely different than others. Maybe I, for example, consider an April Fool's map a map that goes with a certain humor, but still remains a Deathrun map, because in the end of the day, we upload Deathrun maps in the Deathrun category. It should at least have one trap, so it can be considered a Deathrun map. But yeah. Then again, literally everything has a complete different definition now. Like, for some reason, everyone has like their own definition of Deathrun. It's weird. Really just hope that it doesn't come to like this weird separation of maps, because you know everyone defines a Deathrun map completely different. Like, oh my god, if this map does not have 5 traps, it's not a Deathrun map. Oh shit, if this map has platforming in it as gameplay purpose, this map is trash and it's not a Deathrun map. Period. Like, come on, man. Come on. Don't be ridiculous. I just really hope that it doesn't come to this separation of quote-unquote platforming maps and parkour maps and meme maps and normal maps. I mean, we literally saw it with Skyle. It didn't go well. I really don't know what they were thinking about. No one really asked about a parkour server. If a server adds a map that is like really bad or like low effort, then let them do it. Let them do it. It's up to the server. And if they add a map that is somewhat trashy, then just either leave or RTV. I mean, let's be real. There's always going to be a map cooldown. Why bother trying to be so active and try everything to quote-unquote convince people to go against the map or the people that support that map? How about you just RTV or leave? Like, what happened with that? But no, it's like just actively trying for some god unknown reason. If a server adds a dog map, like a dog shit map, then let the server do it. Don't worry, you will get your daily dose of Neorun in PlayStation and Office. Don't worry, you will get that eventually. It's only a matter of like how many people are interested in that low effort map. That map probably gets picked like once every blue moon. whilst your daily dose slop of the same shit will get picked eventually. Like, Jesus. But I just really hope that it doesn't come to this weird separation again, because that's just so ridiculous and pathetic to watch. It's just so sad. And trying to revive a server by completely removing everything that is unique about the server is just ridiculous. And then trying to show off as some sort of like savior is just pathetic. I hope the person does know that I am talking about them. I really hope. And I hope that other people know as well who I am talking about. But going out of your way, trying to quote unquote revive a server, but in reality just killing it even more, pretty much just overkilling it, won't really help. Removing the majority of the maps in the nomination pool, getting rid of the actual unique plugin of the server that actually got people's attention is just ridiculous and does quite the opposite. And then replacing some of the maps with your own slop is just downright pathetic and just dumb. It's just really arrogant, delusional behavior, like an actual childish behavior. And then running around and saying that the server is alive only because you most likely only pinged people to join the server is not a sign of a server that is getting revived. Oh, cool, you got a group of people join the server for like 2 days. Nice. Now what? The server's gonna be empty again. Good job. And then blaming the server owner for it is just ridiculous. It's just so dumb. But it's just so funny to watch. Voice crack, sorry. It's just so funny to watch. It actually is just really hilarious. Because then it comes to this dumb argument, and then this discussion, and then you just see how much that delusional person gets flamed and gets called out for. It's just funny to watch. It's just actually fucking entertaining. But yeah, I really hope that we don't have too much of that. I feel like we probably will, but I really hope we don't. Because there's also this argument of saying that Deathrun is dying, which, okay, one would say that Deathrun is dropping in activity, or like in quality at least, but even then, even if it drops in quality, it's not really dying. Then again, what would someone consider a game mode dying? Like, the definition is completely different again in the same case. But I personally wouldn't say the game mode is dying, because if it was dying, we wouldn't have April Fool's maps. We wouldn't. We wouldn't have that. I wouldn't be sitting here and rating April Fool's Deathrun maps. Because people still show this level of interest in the game mode. Sure, probably for some low effort shit posting shit. I personally consider Deathrun a shit post game mode nowadays. I even left a comment somewhere saying that. But the game mode is not dead. It's just the maps drop in quality, but that's it. And because the maps drop in quality, the game mode will drop in quality as well. But the quantity is still there. So yeah, I don't know. With that being said, April Fool's Day is a blessing, I guess, for Deathrun. I don't know. You be the judge. I personally think it's pretty cool to see a lot of dumb shit and then just rate it and then see people's reaction to it. And please keep in mind that everything that I have said in this video is my opinion. Alright? Everything I have said is my opinion, and I am not going to discuss with anyone that is going to start whining because I rated their favorite map a D tier or F tier. Because if you want to argue in the comments or somewhere on a server whenever I join, go ahead. I will just ignore you, because why should I waste my time arguing about it? It's an opinion that I have, and if you whine about it and yap about it, then go ahead. Anyways, if I ever upload a video or some shit, I guess I'll see you guys there. I don't know. And yeah, that's about it. See ya.